All right, so now let's get this started with sorry I took long to release this video of the analysis of last week and what we saw last week. Last week I didn't trade a lot. Guys. But I took certain trades. I didn't share setups a lot to the free channel, but I traded some setups and we had some wins in the gate. I had some wins as I'm going to show you. Now this is the chart for the DXY. It's the index for the dollar. When the DXY is buying, GBP or any other pair that has the dollar as the quote currency is selling. When the DXY is buying, any other currency that has any other currency pair that has US dollars the quote price. What does the quote price mean? It's the last, like if you have GBP USD, the quote price is USD, it's the second one. So if DXY is buying, the others will be selling. And if the DXY is selling, they'll all be buying. Yeah, that's how the correlation works with the DXY. This is like the strength of the dollar. It indicates the strength or the weakness of the dollar. Now, if you analyze the DXY, your chances are high that you may get the other pair correct or the analysis on the other pair correct. That's if a DXY analysis is right. Now, at times it's so easy to analyze the DXY. As you can see, here it was so easy. The market was rallying up, it was clearing up liquidity of this whole movement, right? So when it reached here, broke out of this channel, and then it formed an M pattern and started dropping. The change of character happened here. Discount price, then it dropped. But when it came back, this was an order block with the daily time frame. When it came back here, it changed motive, formed this like a head and shoulders, or it not yet formed it for the upside. Yeah. So as you all know, the daily time frame, I also did forgetting the bias or some kind of bias for my trading, but I don't focus a lot on the daily time frame. I focus mostly starting from the 4 time frame. Now, if I clear everything and try to do analysis on the DXY, this is without the strategy or anything like that. You can see that okay, this was the head and shoulders, and the market seems to be pushing to the upside. Yeah, without using the strategy or anything, the market seems to be pushing to the upside. And we saw its consolidation around here, around this area where the rectangle is. I'll take this. I'll take that, stretch it around, and you can see that the market came back to touch that rectangle. This is the continuation pattern. Came back, touched it, and went back up. So this can happen again if we have a breakout of this rectangle. Have the breakout, can wait for that retest and continue to buy. Make trading as simple as possible. Yeah. So before we do analysis, let me show you guys my disorganized chart. What made me money last week and what biases I used to trade. Yeah. So if you watch the previous video, I told you guys GBPSD is ranging, but it looks like it wants to drop, but it's still collecting orders. Yeah. If you're to take it as without looking past the candlesticks, it's just collecting orders here. It may break to the downside or to the upside. If it breaks the upside, chances are high it has to break above this one. Show us that I'm still buying, right? I mean, let's first see. Yeah, but around here, this is the 61.8. That shows us that okay, this might be just a discount price for the sale. As we all know, GBPSD ever since this chart was made has been selling rapidly, and this year we expect elections. So I don't expect a lot of movement to the upside. Otherwise, the chart can display what it wants. All you have to do is react. You can't know it has to know. You have to just react accordingly, right? Now, but the bias, you have to have a bias. If I pull a feed from here to here and stretch it to the right, to the future, this is the future, right? You can see that this is the 61.8 and the market just keeps playing around that. The last time it created higher than this area was close to an order block or psychological level. That's an order block exactly. Now, if you continue to the 4 time frame, you can see that it was just playing around, and that takes me to the 15-minute time frame to explain to you the trades that I took last week. Yeah. So the week started from here. we saw it started to push upwards and it came back and retested and touched. This was a very nice trade that I sent out. I think this was the only trade that I sent out to the general group, right? It was so easy. But at some point, the guys in the private group hadn't seen the confluences as to why I took this setup. Most of them were waiting for the market to reach this. But I told you guys, it's an area. And if you see that the market may not come back to your area, like here, started forming huge candles to the downside. And once I saw these bullish candles fail to break above this, and I'm saying they're just becoming smaller. And then this bearish candle just comes in and closes all these two with momentum. I waited for this one, go momentum. The price was really expensive. When it gave me a discount is when I started breaking in and I sent the signal to the public group. And the market just melted right there to a psychological level. You see, it touched the psychological level. But guys, there's a trend line. I told you these videos, trend lines tend to be removed so that it's not so disorganized. Let me see if I can bring it back. We believe there's a trend line from around here running up, taking in all this. Yeah. So this was the trend line. That was like a breaker retest. And it had other confluences around that. It's not so perfect. Let me make it perfect. And I'll leave it here. Yeah. To take in this point, this area is also crucial. This, as you all know, trend lines, you can clone this to take an area. You can see that always. You can say that always I'll be cloning twice, and I'll make this my area of interest. It can be some pips. You can say it's like 2 to 3 pips. Make trading as safe as possible. This is 5 pips difference, right? The difference, okay, the spread, 5 pips. So you can take this whole area as your area of action. You're watching. Don't say it's a line and expect it to just bounce off. Though the strategy tends to be perfect most times, like perfect reaction. I'm not saying it's perfect that will give you results 100%, but guys, sorry about my voice. Sorry about my voice. So you can watch out for action around these two areas and get a proper judgment. Now, consider the break retest happened, but guess what? That's the break and the retest of this trend line. And also this support zone turn into resistance. And we also have a low of the week. We have the high of the week. Retest, and guess where the confirmation would have been? Here. This was the confirmation. That's engulfing. That's engulfing right here. This engulfing would be a confirmation. And it also give us a discount price. Discount price is that week. So that's when you use the cost averaging system. I stayed into this trade with cost averaging. The market just continued to melt down till it bounced off this psychological level 1.26500. Yeah. Now, it's a buying from here because we have a divergence there. We have a trend line. We have a psychological level and we have a W pattern. Those are already 4 confluences as to why you should trade. So the markets there moving upward. They're moving upward. And guess what? Now it's time for me to delete these things because I'm explaining them and I expect this video to go to YouTube. Yeah, so let me delete this. Delete this too. These ones, I leave them there to remember. Delete this too or no longer valid. Now, the reason why it bounced off here is because I also had a bias here. You can see that there's this trend line. And we had a break and a retest of that trend line. And the market just, I remember we were on a Tuesday live and we expected this market to give us a proper W pattern, but it did not. Where would you be your next area to buy from after the break of this resistance, which turns support? You have a low of the week, more biases to the upside. That's how you trade the market. You react when it shows you something. Yeah, so the buy would have happened from here, continue to rally up. So the next day I had the bias, but it didn't work out. I sent it to the private group. I hope no one jumped on this trade because the market refused to display what it was supposed to display and news just came in and pushed it up. But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? This M pattern was a proper time for me to sell because we had a breakdown. We had the order block, we had the trend line, we had this M pattern. Yeah. And this would have been your best entry here. So you'd buy this pair, you'd sell from here to this psychological, to this low of the week. So go here to give you another bias because it has that breakdown, but it should have been low pips. Now, the next morning, most of my private guys in the private group was selling. They were selling from this area. I think they were selling from here, or possibly around here. And the reason why I bought this market was because it was at a Fibonacci area and close to a psychological level. So I bought this pair from here because this was a W pattern, and this was my second leg. Yeah, that would have been the third touch of this trend line. The area, guys, the area. I adjusted this trend line after when it gave me this touch. So the market came in, played around. I jumped out of this trade. News came in and pushed it down. And was it unemployment claims? But I later sold that evening. I remember this is another setup I took at the break and retest of this trend line. And the market, because this was a W pattern. This was the W pattern, flat touch here. This was the discount price there for the sell. Back to this area. Though my take profit was here on this psychological level. Yeah, but that would have been a great trade for you. Get trade. You're supposed to be active. Yeah. I know practice the strategy becomes so easy. So the next day, I remember I didn't take a trade, but Bob in the private group sold from here. Exactly to this trend line. This was the third touch of the trend line. Gave us that confirmation, pushed up. So Friday, this was Friday. This was a very good trade. Yeah, this was a very good trade, but I didn't send it out because I wasn't on my work on my trading station. But there's a divergence up here. M pattern, psychological level trend line running from above, order block. This was a complete trade. So you see the market ran back. And what do we always say about Geo? 60% of the times Geo will come back to the area where it began from, the week. And you can see that it just came back and closed at this psychological level, 1.27000, right there. Let me adjust to make this perfect. You can see that it closed slightly there, that psychological level. So what do I expect for Geo this week? I think I should start making different videos for different things because I believe I've choked you guys with my trades. Yeah, this week I'm expecting more sales, but we're expecting the strategy to come and prove to us how the market is going to move this week. But I expect more sales because it's still in the same area as the analysis I had last week. So I expect more sales to drive in there. So I'll begin trading again on Tuesday. Of course, that's my trading rule. Tuesday again for me to take trades, but I'll just be watching the market on Monday. So I expect it to break below this, and once it does and retests it, will be a very good opportunity to sell. So thank you all for watching this video. If you haven't joined our Telegram community, check for the link in the description. Subscribe and share this video, guys. Have a great one. I don't want to keep you guys here for long. Have a great one. A successful trading week, guys. Yeah.